Chop power. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown. Okay, family, y'all need to go over there to the throne of King Chop Power right now after this video and subscribe. They're just facts. You need to go over there because we building that page, and that's where most of the live streams is going to be at. So you want to make sure you get in there early and go over there and subscribe to the throne of King Chop Power. Okay? I'll make sure I put it in the description of this video. Okay? I need y'all to like this video. I need y'all to thumb this video up. I need y'all to go out there and tell any black people that think they Indians to come watch this video. Okay? So we banging on the copper goofies tonight. And we're going to have some fun with it. Y'all going to get some education out of this shit. You going to get some education out of this right here. Because the more I look into this shit, you know, the more holes I see in Fat Boy's story. Talk about we some Indians or whatnot. From what I'm seeing, these people are saying they Africans that escaped with the Indians. Okay? The word Seminole mean runaway. So these is black people running with the Indians, which I'm going to show. You know what I'm saying? We're going to dive deep into it tonight. So make sure you thumb up this video. Y'all go find them copper ops. Share this shit to their page. You know what I mean? Because they trying to hide. They don't never dive deep into, you know, what they talk about. They just get up there and talk. Okay? They never dive deep into this shit. Me, I go deep in this shit, you know, than any Indian than goddamn Chief Montana or any of them, you know, Indians out there. I go deeper in their history than they do. Okay? But I'm going to show you tonight, we dealing with the pagan origins of Mardi Gras, the festivals, Bacchus, and Dionysus, okay? Well, then that's all that this is. Still some Saturnalia, Bacchanalia, Lupercalia, you know, the worship of Mithra, okay? That's just all that this is. Now, I'm about to get into this. It's a full lecture, family. It's like 70 slides in this lecture. It's about 4 or 5 videos. So we're going to have to jump right in, you know, and do what we need to do. But first, I need y'all to share this video, like this video, hit that little bell so you can get the notifications when the videos is dropping. Now, family, I'm going to tell y'all one thing. See, these people is out here talking about they not African and, you know, they don't have nothing to do with Africa and all of this. You know, but, you know, when we look into this information, again, you know, we seeing the African connection. Now, we going to go ahead and start. So without further ado, let's get it popping. Again, you know, hit them like buttons, you know, and share the video, okay? So look. First of all, we gonna go right here. Now, Fat Boy and them out there talking about Dickie Ross. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Fat Boy out there talking about they not African. But when we look down in the black Indians down there in Mardi Gras, you know, they got unks. You know, they got unks. They got, and I'm gonna show y'all, you know, where they rocking, you know, the Africa. Well, they got Africa on their chest, too. You know what I mean? Now, they, you know, these people understand that they are African. You know what I'm saying? Dane Calloway, he tried a Fat Boy. He tried to blur the lines to the point, you know, you don't know if you were Indian, you don't know if you African or whatever. You know, and Africa been talked down on for so long, you know, a lot of people like to tend to ignore their African heritage. You know what I mean? And so they'll pick any little group of people. You can say, you know, black people, you know, the first in China. Black people in America gonna start, you know, trying to rock goddamn, you know, Chinese eyes or whatever. You know, and they'll try to go get their eyes slanted or some shit. Just to try to be some other than they self. Okay? That's just what they doing. And so, you know, like I say, down in this the Mississippi area, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Memphis, places like that in America is the ones that's, doing the Mardi Gras. And I'm going to show y'all that this is a pagan festival from Europe. Now, and we're going to get into the festivals and shit too. But I'm going to break it down and I'm going to show you how this shit came, from the celebration of Bacchanalia, Lupercalia, Mithra, and Dionysus. Okay, this is all that this shit is. This is where it come from. So don't let them niggas sit up here and tell you that they some original Indians to this land and they indigenous or whatnot. How the hell you gonna be indigenous? And you black. Black people is not indigenous to no America. So you could just say all the lies you want. Any Negro out there talk about they some Indians or whatnot. Prove it. Prove it. We would like to see this shit. Now, I done a video a couple months ago, the African origins of Mardi Gras. Mainly talking about the food. You know what I'm saying? Mainly talking about what foods was brought into, the southern parts of America that still remain today. Go watch that video, the African origins of Mardi Gras. Okay, go watch that video. Now, I got a video for y'all. Just jumping it straight off. Hold on. Just jumping it straight off. I got a video for y'all, and it's going to show y'all the origins of Mardi Gras around the world. You know what I'm saying? The origin of festival around the world is a pagan origin. Okay? It's a pagan origin, what they call pagan origin. Now, thumb up this video, because I got a video I'm about to play for y'all. Okay? Like the video. Okay? Like the video. Subscribe to King Jah Power. Go over there to the throne of King Jah Power. Subscribe there also. Like all videos. Okay? So let me run this video right quick. Make sure y'all thumb it up. Okay?
Gras in Brazil to masked balls in Italy, Carnival is a truly global phenomenon, celebrated in over 50 countries around the world. Carnival originated as a pagan festival in ancient Egypt to usher out winter and celebrate the beginning of spring. When Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, the ancient Greeks adopted the festival. The Romans assimilated the festival from the Greeks, and it was later overlaid with Christian meaning to become the festival of Carnevale. The word carne means meat in Latin, and vale means farewell. In the Catholic calendar, Carnevale, farewell to meat, is a feast before the fast of Lent. In 18th century Italy, people preparing for Lent would throw indulgent fancy dress parties and gorge before the fast. As Christianity spread across Europe, so too did the celebration of Carnival. Colonization exported it across the world. Portuguese colonists took Lent to the shores of Brazil, where they had also taken an estimated 4 million African slaves. Over time, European rituals fused with African ones to create Brazil's world-famous Carnival. The flamboyant street parties are a celebration of Brazil's mixed heritage and its big business. In 2016, the city of Rio alone welcomed 1.1 million tourists during Carnival, contributing around $900 million to the city's economy. On the Caribbean island of Trinidad, the Festival of Lent was introduced by French colonists. Slaves, excluded from these celebrations, created their own parties to the soundtrack of calypso music, which mocked the French. This is now an integral part of Trinidad's Carnival. In India, Carnival is only celebrated in the southern state of Goa, where Portuguese colonists ruled for over 4 centuries. Parades occur throughout the state with bands, dances, and floats. Carnival is known as Mardi Gras in the American city of New Orleans. It contributes over 2% to the city's GDP. Carnival is not just a party in the sun. Quebec holds the third biggest carnival celebration in the world. From humble beginnings, Carnival has become a truly global celebration, with millions of revelers all over the world contributing billions of dollars to the party. Samba Blocos in Brazil to masked balls in Italy, Carnival is a truly global...
So Carnival come from Egypt, where the ancient Egyptians would party and worship their ancestors. And we know Africans are not big meat eaters. And so the Lent is the fast that they do for 40 days. That's why Carnival means bye-bye meat, no more meat, okay? Now, when you talking about Mardi Gras, which is Fat Tuesday, okay? Now, I'm showing y'all this history. And I want y'all to share this shit and get it out there, okay? So, Fat Tuesday is Mardi Gras, okay? Now, they gonna eat, in the festivals, you know what I mean, much meat as they possibly can, because after that, they gonna fast. Now, Africans are not big meat eaters, but the ancient Egyptians would eat, meat, for, the festival time, and then, eat as much, and then they would fast for the next 40 days, okay? So that's, a festival right there. That's which I'm going to get into in a minute. Now, again, Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday, the time before, Carnival. Now, Carnival is to remove meat, okay? That's the, origin of the word carnival, and those rituals from the ancient Egyptians went into Greece, later on into Rome, you know what I mean? Later on into India, okay? And so later on into the Caribbean, and then on into the Americas, which we got Mardi Gras. Now, we think Mardi Gras is only celebrated in New Orleans. It's not. It's celebrated in, all the 5 Indian tribes, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw, the Seminoles. So in all those different areas and different states, they celebrate Mardi Gras, okay, in some shape or form, okay, which I just showed is a pagan festival. Now, here go Bacchus right here, in Mardi Gras today, okay, there go Bacchus right there. And that's also when you look at Poseidon. Now, the Bacchanalia festivals in Greece and Rome, which I showed on the last video, the porn festivals or whatnot, I showed that they were doing in Greece and Rome. It was a lot of pedophilia-ism going on in them times, you know what I mean, where grown people could sleep with children, okay? That's just facts. And this is the same celebration, which is Saturnalia, the worship of Mithra, or Saturn, that ended up in the Americas. That's why you got, Freak Neat, the bike rally, all of that is a form of Mardi Gras, which is a form of the worship of Dionysus, which is the god of wine and partying, okay? So this is, hold on, got another video for y'all, but before I run it, y'all got to like the video. Like the video right now. Thumb up the video so the people can come in here. Okay? Now this is a different time than I usually go live, but I wanted to go ahead and get it in real quick while I had time or whatnot. So again, thumb up this video, like this video, share this video out there to your social medias. Okay? Now, let me run this video. Jump out. All right, hold on.
Of New Orleans. This is a practice. Traditionally, a practice.
Hold on, let me explain this right quick too. Now, they saying that they the black Indians, which we know ain't no Indians ever being black. The Indians is the red man. And so the people that's out there lying saying they Indians, you know what I mean? Now, when you go right, what I'm about to show y'all right here is that they got the main song that the Africans sing to the Indians It's called My Indian Red. My Indian Red. He ain't say My Indian Black. My Indian Red, which is a tribute song to the Indians that saved them from the white man. Okay, so it's no different than a Christian worshiping, than African being a Christian worshiping Jesus. Okay, it's just the worship of another man. And so this all the Chief Montana and all the rest of them out there doing. Okay, they out there worshiping Indians. Now listen to this right here, what they gonna sing, and tell me.
Begins with the Indian prayer song, My Indian Red. Preserved today by the Black Indians of New Orleans.
See that? My Indian Red. Now, I told y'all I got my granddaddy was named Red, but he was an Asian. Okay? Now, just because you got one Indian in your family don't make you no Indian. Okay? Now, it's all right to play dress up if that's what you want to do, because they got the mask and whatnot, like right here. You see what I'm saying? But if you going to play dress up, don't be confused about who you are. Don't fall into that you were Indian, okay? Because we know that's not genetically true, okay? But if you look at this Indian right here, shit, she got Africa on her chest, okay? She got Africa on her chest. Now look at her. She got the Africa on her chest. So these people understand they African heritage. And we going to talk about, the Zulus, down there in New Orleans that represent African and Indian heritage, okay? So this what Dane Calloway I never show y'all, okay? This is the crew, the KKK, okay? Origins of Mardi Gras, okay? It's the KKK origins of Mardi Gras because it got, it's a mixed culture in the South from whites, Indians, and Africans, okay? Facts. So it's got multi origins. It ain't just one, okay? It got multi. So this right here is one of the earliest masking in New Orleans, which is a KKK. Okay, this is a uniform that they wear in Mardi Gras, the KKK. Okay. So, and I'm going to show y'all the KKK origins in this shit. Now, this right here is a mask that was made from the KKK, okay, about, Mardi Gras, okay? Now, this what they'll never show you. Now, we don't realize, now, black people, the reason why they created, the black Indians of Mardi Gras, or whatnot, is because white people used to worship Bacchanalia, Lupercalia, and they would dress up as Greeks and Romans on Mardi Gras, okay? On Mardi Gras, okay? And black people, they wouldn't let black people participate, so black people started doing their own thing and worshiping the Indians. That don't mean you were Indian just because you ran to an Indian, village or an Indian camp and they hid you out from your slave master. That don't mean you know Indian, okay? So let's just make sure we keep that clear. Again, these is the crew, the KKK origins of Mardi Gras, okay? Which I'm gonna show. These is the KKK origins of Mardi Gras, man. These niggas out here talking about they black Indians. Now look at them. Now the captains, Knights of Sparta. Now, again, these is, the Greco-Roman European origins of Mardi Gras. Okay, so again, you got multiple origins and multiple, people that's contributed to the origins of Mardi Gras, including the KKK. Okay, the crew. Okay. Now, you see this right here, this mask this man got on right here. It look like the KKK. Period. It look like the KKK. And then you see the other one is Roman, Sparta, Greek. Okay? And so, again, welcome to Rome. This is what America is. Remember, the Greeks birthed the mind of the Western world. Again, go watch the origins of the Olympics. Go watch that. It's a 2-part video. You know, the origin of the Olympics part 1, origin of the Olympics part 2. Go watch them videos right there and thumb them up. See, that's the history that people don't get into normally. Just like this right here. Don't nobody be talking about, you know, getting into this deep. Even including the black Indians. You niggas don't, goofy coppers don't get into this information the way that I do. Now, you got, okay, so King Zulu threw a concert at Booker T. Washington Auditorium Saturday, February 27, 1949 with Louis Armstrong. Okay? So Louis Armstrong was given a life membership to be a Zulu, black Indian or whatnot, for life. Okay? Where, you know, whatever, you know, events they doing or whatever, Louis Armstrong, Satchmo, he is a recognized member of the Zulu Black Indians or whatnot. But you see it say Zulu, okay? So it was that the first Louisiana colonists that celebrated Mardi Gras, then during the Lent, party all day into the night with splendidly adorned naked people dancing to a beat, okay? So, you know, that's the origins of the Mardi Gras right there. So look, now, so you see right here, you got the which I'm gonna show, the Bouffes Gras, which is in France, okay, where y'all already, this got Catholic origins from Rome, okay, this come from Rome, Bacchanalia, Lupercalia, and Dionysus, okay, so where they got the calf, which we know also come from ancient Egypt, you know, which the Hebrews call the golden calf, okay, was into this festival and this ritual. Also, this is a worldwide ritual that all of these people partaking in, but if you ask the people that's partaking in it, they'll swear they Christians, okay? They'll swear they Christians, but you ain't no Christian if you worshiping, you know, pagan festivals and pagan holidays and pagan deities. And I'm going to do one, you know, I was going to do this one, you know, for New Year's. But we going to dive into the history of God and ancient deities. We're going to do a live on that because I got to show y'all what came before all these religions. If you got a religion or you know, or any of that, you got to know that that's the remix. The religion is a remix of African spiritual teachings, okay? And they just remixed it and called it Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, okay? So the Bouffes Festival, which is Mardi Gras, this is the France or out in the world now, which is right on point with history. You know what I mean? Romance is bromance, which is come from Rome and Greece. You know, just like all European thinking. Okay, they continue on the festivals of their ancestors. Okay, now Louisiana is named after King Louis XIV. Okay, so, but I got some shit I want to show y'all. Now, this right here, now, I don't know, you know, so Louisiana was named after King Louis XIV, but this slave right here is named Anna. You know what I mean? So, Louisiana. You know what I mean? And this is a black woman, which she got on Catholic clothes. The Moors are sweaty, you know, this a Moor right here. The Moors will be like, yo, man, this is Ali, Sister Eileen May and shit. That's what the Moors will say, just because they see her with this Catholic, okay? This Catholic, okay? This is a slave in that time. So look, you may know that Louisiana was named after a French king, Louis XIV. The territory was named and honored by the French explorer La Salle, who claimed the territory to the west of Mississippi River in 1680 for France. Okay. Now, had it not been for the Haitian Revolution, with Toussaint Overture, John and Christophe and them, United States would only be, the East Coast. The rest of it would be Mexico or France. It would belong to France, okay? And so by the Haitians in 1804 beating the French, running them out of Haiti, it ultimately ran them out of America also. Now, Mardi Gras is a festival that worship Dionysus, because the god of partying, wine, and drinking and getting drunk and all of this shit is Dionysus. Okay, and right here prove it. You see it say Mardi Gras, Sedale, Louisiana, Dionysus. So this is a crew called Dionysus that, realized the origins of these pagan festivals. Also, bike rally and all of this shit too. Freak meat and all of this shit, because it be a lot of menage a trois and orgies and beads and shit going on. You give somebody some beads and shit, you might can get in the orgy with them. But again, King Louis XIV is, Louisiana. Okay? So majority of where y'all I represent, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Virginia and all this shit. All this shit is named after, Raleigh and shit. All that shit is named after European slave masters. So people be out here killing black people, talking about they repping they fucking hood. Even down there in Mardi Gras, these niggas was down there fighting like hell. Cause before, the black, before the gangs popped off, these niggas was crewing up and ganging up with the black Indians. Okay? And the black Indians in New Orleans would, fight other black Indians in New Orleans with real fucking hatchets and all kind of other shit, but you killing in the name of some Europeans. See, you goofy. You goofy. See, you might not know this shit, but King showing your ass this shit now, and now you know it. Okay? So you can't sit up here and lie and say you don't know when I'm sitting up here showing you this shit. Tell them weak Negroes to come outside. Tell them weak Negroes to come outside. See, when I'm out here and I be pulling up the slides and shit, motherfuckers get quiet then. They get quiet then. Thumb up this video. I got another video I gotta run for y'all.
Based on a religious event that translates into Fat Tuesday. Catholicism is the home of Mardi Gras, and the holiday is a very important part of the Lent season. Fat Tuesday falls on the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, which is the first day of fasting leading up to Easter 46 days later. There are some researchers that believe that Mardi Gras dates back to the Roman holiday Saturnalia, but this isn't a
and it do. You heard it?
Holiday Saturnalia, but this isn't a historical fact.
Now, I'm going to show you. Now, look.
There are some researchers that believe that Mardi Gras dates back to the Roman holiday Saturnalia.
And it do, because how you going to say you was festival and partying and shit before the goddamn Greeks and Romans, and they calling it the same thing, doing the same exact thing your ass doing when you go to Mardi Gras, or because this shit, New Year's and shit. It's the same shit. Y'all gonna be partying like it's 1999, doing all this Greek shit on New Year's. That's just facts. You gonna be out there, doing some sex shit and all of that. Now, so we, time to get to the Zulus down here in New Orleans. I thought y'all said this shit was Indian. We ain't African. We ain't got nothing to do with Africa. Well, what the fuck is you got Zulu up here for? Now, that's these niggas on the internet. Okay, that's these weak Negroes on the internet. I'm talking about, see, the black Indians down there understand that they African. So what the hell is Fat Boy and the rest of the goofies and shit out here talking about. Them motherfuckers understand that they African. Okay, and I just showed y'all earlier, they got unks and shit, and then they got, the African map on their chest or whatnot, So these niggas on the internet is lying to you. These niggas on the internet is lying to you, okay, talk about, if anybody know this shit, I know. And I'm showing you the shit right here live in your face. Some shit they don't do. They just get up here and just talks amongst each other. Ain't no goddamn, only motherfuckers is listening to this shit is them. Okay? Period. Okay? So bring them Negroes out here. Don't be scared. And some of y'all out there that's listening probably, is a copper op and shit. Wanting to be, my grandma said we was an Indian and shit. Grandma old blind and can't see how the hell she know you was an Indian. Get out of here. And so, right here again, now this right here is a white man painting his face black and acting like he a Zulu Indian or whatnot. Just like I showed the Black Pete over there in Spain, where white people act like they the Moors. Go look at the porn festivals and shit that I showed on the last video. Okay? Go thumb that video up. The Christ Mass and shit and all that. Go watch that video. Because I showed the same thing they doing this shit in Spain, in Brazil, and down here in New Orleans where white people put on blackface and shit and walk around and act like, they are African or whatever. Down there in Mardi Gras or whatnot. That's just facts. But, again, you see right here, again, they got this the Zulu float. They got goddamn red, gold, and green, which is African colors. Okay? They got zebra stripes, which is the only place you gonna get a zebra is in Africa. Okay? And so they know that they African people. So don't sit up here and listen to these fake Negroes on the internet. Okay? Don't listen to these fake Negroes on the internet talk about, they some kind of, I'm a full-blooded Cherokee. That's what the nigga Dane said and shit. How the hell you a full-blooded Cherokee, nigga? And you had the origin of the people. You had to join the goddamn tribe. So how the hell is you full, nigga? These niggas is clowns. How do y'all even listen to them niggas? Oh, I know. Black people in America have such a hard time, on a day-to-day basis. They got to escape some type of way. So you dealing with this Indian shit, you dealing with escapism. That's all that you doing, so you won't have to face being black in America. Because you know that shit hard, even though you gonna still face it, because don't nobody walk around asking your black ass if you were Indian or not. Okay? Point blank period. So there it is right there. The Africans down there in Louisiana, rocking they Zulu land shit. You know what I mean? Period. And so, shout out to Desmond Tutu, too. Shout out to Desmond Tutu. He passed away today, I think, age 99. So we talking about the Zulus. You got to shout out a Zulu, okay? And so, Africans in Africa don't even know this shit going on. You know what I mean? The Africans is represent Africa to this level in America. Period. I don't give a fuck if they got some Indian shit spread on it. We know a lot of which I showed in the other one, a lot of African, Africans invested into these festivals and brought African, spirituality to this shit. You know what I mean? That's why they still represent their African heritage with the floats, with the dress, with the food and everything. Now, you see them right here. Again, we dealing with the Zulu Africans down there in Mardi Gras, which y'all saying they some black Indians or whatnot. They not fucking Indians. They Africans, and they know they Africans. Quit trying to make it seem like these people walking around thinking like Fat Boy, Dane Calloway weekend. Okay? And so, again, black people out here, which I'm going to show in a minute. This full video, family. Now, I'm going to bang on it tonight, and I'm going to take my time and do it, too, so you can just go on and bring them in here, because I got a lot more ammo. We got a lot of shit to read on this motherfucker. So this motherfucker going to be long. This video going to be, thumb up the video. Like the video. Tell them copper goofies to come up in here so I can snatch their tomahawk and bust their ass over the head with it. Okay? For real. Hey, yo, all the copper ops was saying that dreads came from America and shit, and then I exposed they ass on Ethiopian hair versus Indian hair, and all them niggas went and cut their dreads off and went and got a perm. And I did this shit about a year ago, nigga. These niggas walk around now with perms and shit. They don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? They trying to erase everything that got something to do with Africa. So, you know, when you live in a lot like that, I'm going to be easily be able to bang on your way. So, again, these is the KKK European origins of Mardi Gras. They been doing this shit since the goddamn 1600s. They been over here doing Mardi Gras. But it was originally white people walking around with Greek and Roman clothes on, wouldn't let black people participate again. And so black people, what did they do? Okay, well, we gonna honor the Indians and put on some Indian clothes and dance around in a powwow. You know what I mean? In a powwow and shit. And them big ass clothes, you can't even get into the teepee or whatnot. How the hell you gonna get into them damn in a teepee and shit? And you got them big ass goddamn ostrich feathers and shit all on you. But nigga, that shit be weighing like 100 down. Ain't no way I'm putting that shit on my body. Period. I ain't no Indian no damn way. And I ain't disrespecting the Native American Indians. I'm talking about black people that want to be Indian. Again, this see, they ain't gonna show you. Now, the black Indians ain't gonna show this shit right here. Because it's European. You just copying the European again. Couldn't participate. So what do? I gotta make something and put something in replace of what I, just like when we know December the 25th ain't got nothing to do with Jesus Christ. So black people, but I gotta put something in place of what they do. Kwanzaa. Okay? So when black people find out some shit pagan, they ain't gonna do nothing but remix the shit so they'll still be able to celebrate when the white folks celebrate. Okay? Y'all let them dictate and run every damn thing that we do. Why don't we dictate on what days we gonna celebrate and what we gonna celebrate, on what festivals and shit we gonna parade in? You know what I mean? We should make them decisions ourselves. Negroes went asked the American government could they get a damn holiday for Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Nigga, you disrespecting them brothers by even asking. We should have to ask no other people how we gonna celebrate our heroes. But when they get out here with this Greek and Roman shit, y'all just follow the shit, don't gotta know no information of it. You just follow the shit. Again, the Greco-Roman, Bacchanalia, Lupercalia, Mithra, origins of Mardi Gras. You niggas is out there worshiping Dionysus, the god of partying and getting drunk and shit, and orgies or whatnot. Y'all out here worshiping this shit. And black people right now, a menage a trois or whatnot. Menage a trois. Negro, please. Okay? Negro, please. You out here worshiping goddamn Greek and Roman festivals. Talk about you a black Indian, nigga. What about what was y'all doing before the time they didn't let y'all participate in this shit? Y'all was trying to go out there with them and put on some Greek and Roman clothes and become some black Greeks. Even way back then, black people was trying to become black Greeks and dress up in Greek clothes. You see, they wouldn't even have been no black Indians if the white people would have let them celebrate in the festivals with them. Black people today in Mardi Gras will be walking around instead of African and Indian clothes on. Instead of them having that, they will have Greek and Roman clothes on. Period. And the white people right now still wear Greek and Roman clothes doing Mardi Gras. They don't wear that black Indian shit, okay? Because they know they ain't no Indian. Okay? And, black Indians only doing that shit because they honoring the Indian. Okay? So-called honoring their Indian slave master or whatnot. Okay? Because they had our ass enslaved too. It wasn't just, they just hid niggas and like, y'all cool it with us. Yeah, some of it was like that, but all of them wasn't like that shit. They was turning Africa, thinking they running to the Indian camps and shit And they acting like, yeah, y'all can stay here and eat. And then they run and send a little boy off to go tell the white man what it is. The white man come in the camp and take all the Africans back away. Period. And they will pay the Indian chief. The European will pay the Indian chief for getting back his Africans. Period. And so, Africans and Indians ain't always have great relationships, but I tend to, let them and respect them or whatnot. They respect us or whatnot, and just let that be that. You know what I mean? But you can't go out here worshiping them and thinking your ass is an Indian. Okay? Period. Now again, right here you got the Greco-Roman or the Mardi Gras. Again, they still dress up as Spartans and Roman soldiers and shit in Mardi Gras. Okay? And a lot of it got to do with the Lupercalia, Bacchanalia, and Dionysus shit. Where they gonna go have them, some menage a trois and all of this sex shit and shit. All this X-rated shit they be doing on Mardi Gras. That's just period. Now, let's get it down, cause I gotta speed up, cause I got some shit in here. Historically, slavery and racism were at the root of this cultural separation. The black neighborhoods in New Orleans gradually developed their own style of celebrating Mardi Gras. Their crews are named for imaginary Indian tribes. Their crews are named after imaginary Indian tribes, according to the streets that they ward or gang is at. And I told y'all, ward, you niggas in New Orleans be saying ward is a rich white slave, one of the richest white slave masters that ever existed in American history. Go watch that video I done. And so that's just another way, niggas, I'm from the 4th ward and I'm from the 9th ward and all that. Again, black people worshiping some more Europeans. So you see it right here. You not no Indian when you was an imaginary Indian. You was an imaginary Indian. So that's why black people go over there and subscribe to Dane Calloway and all these fake black Indian pages or whatnot. Tariq Nasheed and all of this shit. See, young Pharaoh was just playing the black Indians to get his goddamn subscribers up so he can, ride around in a, Ferrari or whatnot. So he wasn't really agreeing with y'all was doing. It was a strategy. That's the only reason why young Pharaoh was fucking with y'all for a minute. Now I ain't know that at first. Now he behind the scene and, now I know. Just say now I know. You know what I'm saying? So we good now, me and young Pharaoh. Okay? And so, but I used to be going at Pharaoh until, now they, put me on game what it was. So it's Pretendo Indians out here doing this shit for subscribers and, to get their little monies up on YouTube. So they are imaginary Indian gang. That's what they is. So why do black people subscribe to pages like Dane Calloway and shit? They black in America. And when they come home from work all day, working around all the moonzungu, nigga be tired. Okay? So what do? They don't want to get on here and sit here no hard shit, talk about no black power, and revolution and shit. Niggas too tired for a revolution. Niggas ain't they Wheaties, to turn up on no revolution. Niggas ain't got enough heat to start a revolution. That's why niggas ain't trying to hear black power, cause it take work, planning, organizing, economics, teaching, spirituality. It take all of that shit to be black power. See, when you just Pretendo Indian, you can just come home, turn on the YouTube video, and say feathers up, and you an Indian. And they get it. That's why videos that's imaginary, that get them escapism. That's why y'all go over there and subscribe to them weak ass channels, because you don't want to hear truth. You'd rather hear fantasy. Because when you hear truth, it make you tired. I'm going to be real. It really do. It really do. And you do be tired. Your goddamn mental be tired. When it's time for some reality. But imaginary, it's just like, I just want to get away from being black. That's what they saying. They just want to get away from being black, start something new. They don't want to be black no more. That's why they say coppers and shit like that. Now let me keep it going. I'm eating on these nigga forehead. Tell them niggas to come on. Mardi Gras Indians are affirmed on this date, Fat Tuesday, beginning 1732. Blacks participated in Cultural Foundation of New Orleans, okay, and Mardi Gras history. The Mardi Gras Indians are a part of the secret society as any other carnival organization, okay? Okay? The heritage of the Mardi Gras Indians is a long and hard African-based road, okay? Started in the late 1600s with the African village in Toscahoma, near the Northgate colonial place of what has become New Orleans French quarters, okay? On March 2nd, 1699, French-Canadian explorer John Pedis, de Benville, arrived at the plot of ground 60 miles direct south of New Orleans and named it Point Mardi Gras, okay? Point Mardi Gras, okay? When the men realized it was even the festival holiday of Benville, also established Fort Louis de Louisiana, which is now Mobile in 1702. Now Mobile in 1702. Okay, Native Indians were the first taken as slaves according to the record. Some of the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Blackfoot, even then taught of Mardi Gras as the white man of the colonial of Mobile formed the Beaufort Gras Society, which I showed y'all came from France, and then from France it came to America. Okay, but the origin of one that's in France came from the Bacchanalia festivals. Okay, the Bacchanalia festivals. I showed y'all where they worshiping the cow. Now, Bacchus is the same thing. He the cow. He got the cow horns and shit, just like Saturn or what's my boy name? Serapis. Okay, Serapis, which I'm gonna do the ancient deities and shit next and shit. We gonna do that for the first or whatnot, okay? So this might be the last video in this year if y'all don't thumb up this video and get this video out there, okay? But now the traditions or rivalry of Bufagolf of the fatted calf followed the French to her colonies. The Indians did not make good slaves, okay? Their love for freedom was so severe they would run into the bayou and to disappear into other camps, which the French and later Spanish would dare to venture into, okay? So the governor went out and grabbed some African slaves, okay? So this you right here coming into the picture. You ain't the man that was running from the slave master that ran into the bayou. Now I ain't gonna read all this, but look. Then the government called in to bring African slaves into the area since they were known to be better workers and they could not survive in the swamp. Okay, in 1719, some of the first African slaves arrived at the sale of Port New Orleans. Some would be sold here. Most of them had headed into the slave pens, held into the slave pens on what the camp on now is Camp Street. Okay, for 2 years these were kept in order as the Africans and West Indian and Haitian slaves were trained into running plantations. Okay, so slowly the slaves and the Indians began to understand each other's language. Okay, and this improved their cooperative efforts to work in harmony together. is also giving them the way to escape plans. In 1722, the first known escaped slave from the plantation took place. It was said that the tribes such as the Chickasaw, Seminoles, which I told y'all just mean runaway, Choctaw in Louisiana were responsible for freeing some of the Africans from slavery with the help of the Indians. The Africans learned to survive off the land and lived in the forest camps that came known as maroon camps, okay? So the African relationships with the Indians were frightening for whites, as the last thing that the colonists needed were Indians and African slaves becoming allied. They intentionally kept from each other while in bondage. The Europeans had good cause to be frightened because in 1729, most of the 280 African slaves owned by the Company of the West Indies joined the Nassau Indians and became known as the Nassau Revolt. It was the attempted by Indians to prevent the scarce land from being seized by the French, tried to develop their beginning of tobacco industry, and the Indians promised the African slaves freedom in exchange for their fighting. You know what I'm saying? For them fighting the Europeans. Now, why the fake ass Indians ain't never read this to y'all, yo? Why they ain't never read this to y'all? Okay? Thumb up this video, like the video. Y'all don't like the video and share this shit. I ain't reading no more, yo. Hey. Y'all see me? Ain't nobody, what I'm showing, ain't nobody on the internet ever showed, because I looked for it, okay? And it wasn't up there. King had to go do the research, as usual, and put it up here. See? The revolt was put down with amazing savageness. Some of the slaves were beheaded, okay? And their heads mounted on spikes and placed on the levees to frighten and warn other slaves and other damn Indians not to revolt. As to what happened, it ever happened, so it won't ever happen again. This show of force was successful that no other attempts was made, recorded for the last 2 years. The French colonists, convinced that all was now under control and relaxed the rules, and the first recorded or reference to slave dancing and gathering held on the plantations were found in archives in 1732. So these is Africans, okay, traditions that went into Mardi Gras, the dancing and all of that shit, and the drums and all of that shit is African, okay? It's not Indian and all of this shit. These niggas will tell you that the Indians, had drums before the Africans. That's just a dumb ass, Africans is the one that gave the Indian the drum, okay? Period, okay? A long time ago and recently through the slave trade, okay? Period. And so, African slaves were highly valued at this time in New Orleans. The history were the freedmen, okay? You hear the Moors talking about the freedmen of color, for their considerable trade skills, and the colony under the French rule, okay, had a short-lived and led approach to slavery, so much and so that the slaves were given the weekend off to earn money and go into town. Negroes had the trust of the French so much that some slave freemen of color were formed into a fighting force of mulatto troops, okay, to defend the fort in case of attack by Indians, okay. So you got, again, the mulattoes is a buffer zone. That's majority of what they call them black Indians today that's on the internet is mulattoes, okay, that defended the fort from attack from Indians, Okay, so the mulattoes always been a buffer zone for white folks. Okay, so 2 years later in 1736, Governor Benville and his Negro troops attacked the English and their Indian allies in the Chickasaw War. Okay, Simeon, a free Negro who accomplished by Benville, led into a company of 45 to 50 free Negroes in that battle. And indeed, trust had been established by the Negroes in order to gain some advantages of freedom. Could bring so much as so that in 1744, the place of the Negroes, later known as Congo Square. Congo Square. Congo Square. Now, I don't know about y'all, but the Congo is in Africa. Okay? Congo Square. So, these is African people and African, names on these main places where the black Indians live in New Orleans and in Mississippi and in Tennessee and in Alabama and some places in Florida. Okay? So you not no Indian, you were African. Established, Congo Square became an established place to meet. Still exists. Blacks of all shades would contrast business, news, etc. on Sunday for the free men of color and later the area of the slaves. Okay? Period. So these Negroes ain't never gave y'all this history before. They never gave you this history before. Y'all sitting up there, 1,000, people will go watch, them fantasy videos Dane Calloway and all them fake Negroes put up here, to escape, the horrors of America. Just like some dope and shit. A dope fiend smoke crack so he can, fly and shit. So, he can, escape the pain and shit of the day and shit. You know what I mean? Nigga don't gotta work. Long as he got his little crack, he think he everything. So it's the same thing. These niggas is Indian crackhead. Okay? So you put the Indian rock on your peace pipe and smoked it. And woke up and dreamed that you was an Indian. Like Dane Calloway. Tell Fat Boy to come out here. He ain't gonna come out here when I'm out here. He's scared. Okay? The Zulus is rolling. Through Jackson, Charles, and Avenue. Fat Tuesday. Okay? Right there in New Orleans now. Okay? Fat Boy, they not gonna show you this shit. They not gonna show you this shit. Why? Cause it's African. Cause it talk too much about Africa. You know what they gonna do? They not gonna show nothing. They just gonna say that they Indians. Okay? So collectively, they're talking about the Indian tribes now. Their organization are called tribes. And there are about 38 tribes which range in half a dozen to several dozen members. Their groups are largely independent, but a part of the umbrella organization loosely. In addition, Mardi Gras Day is many of the tribes also parade on St. Joseph Day, March 19th, and Sunday nearest to St. Joseph, Super Bowl Sunday, which is coming up. Which is coming up, okay? Which is coming up. I want y'all Super Bowl Sunday. These Indians and shit, show them this video. Traditionally, these were the only times Mardi Gras Indians were seen in public and in full regalia, okay? The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival began the practice of hiring tribes to appear at the festival as well, okay? In recent years, it has become more common to see Mardi Gras Indians at the festivals and parades in the city. Okay? The popularity of such activities of tourists and residents alike, the phenom of the Mardi Gras Indians is said to reflect both virtual, historical, and equal value attempt to express internal social dynamics. Okay? So we rocking now. We breaking down the black Indians or whatever. And Mardi Gras, you know what I mean? And we going to get to the KKK in a minute. Okay? The origins of Mardi Gras Indians have also been traced to the mock war performances by warriors from the Kingdom of Congo. Okay? From the Kingdom of Congo. Now, so we know a lot of the Africans that's calling themselves Black Indians in the South are really from the Kingdom of Congo. Okay? Or from the Kingdom of Congo. They done traced Mardi Gras, the dances, back to war dances from the African Kingdom of Congo. Okay? See, it's too much African in Mardi Gras. You know what I mean? Now, you know, it got that Lucasilia and Bacchus shit in there too. Okay? During the late 1740s and late 1750s, many enslaved Africans fled into the bayous of Louisiana where they encountered Native Americans. Years later, after the Civil War, hundreds of freed slaves joined the U.S. 9th Cavalry Regiment, also known as the Buffalo Soldiers. Now, Bob Marley did not know the history of Buffalo Soldier before he made that song. Okay? Before he made the song Buffalo Soldiers, he didn't know the history of this shit. You know, because, you know, that brother was a good brother. He wouldn't approve of no fucking, you know, fake ass, you know, Black Americans and fake ass Jamaicans and shit coming up here helping the white man steal the land from the Indians. Okay? In the 1750s and shit. Okay, after the Civil War, some Negroes, some goofy Negroes from the Caribbean and from America helped the white man finish off the Indians. Okay, in 1740, New Orleans Congo Square was a cultural center of African music and dance. Okay, African music and dance. In New Orleans, more of the liberal than many southern cities. Well, more, I don't know about that shit. We're more liberal than many southern cities. On Sunday, African slaves gathered to sing folk songs, African songs, play traditional music, and dance. The lively parties were recounted by the Northern Observer as being indescribable. Never will be, you see, gayer consequences demonstrated, or mostly forgetful of the past and the future. More entire abandonment to the joyous to present the moment idea, letting the loose embrace traditions of African music and dance as the backbone of Mardi Gras Indian practice. Okay? So, not only is the food, but the music, the dance is the backbone of Mardi Gras Indians. Okay? So, everything they doing is African. Okay? But they doing it in worship of the Indians. Okay? If that makes sense. Okay? Now, so you got right here a black Indian or whatnot. Tell them goofies to come up in here. Why y'all ain't never tell the people that y'all is African? Y'all, Dane Calloway told us y'all wasn't African. Why y'all ain't get up here, you know, and tell us that y'all was African? Why y'all lying? You lying. You lying. You saying you ain't African, but it shows that it might not be the bright colors. Period. Just like, no. So, you know, why would you worship the Indians? Why don't you just be your African self? Okay? Why don't you just see you got that identity crisis stuck in your ass? You want to find any way to escape. So all of this Dane Calloway shit is escapism for black people that want to, you know, escape being black for a while. You know what I mean? So they punch in a fake ass Dane Calloway video that say he 100% Native American and shit. You know, 100% Cherokee or whatnot. And they let black people escape for a little bit. They sit back, roll them a little, you know, peace pipe and shit, and put some mushrooms and shit in it and act like they goddamn Chief Blackfeet. Period. You know what I'm saying? Chief Montana or whatnot. Now, one of them Indian chiefs, which I'm going to show a lady, she got murdered in a damn drive-by. I'm like, damn. The goddamn Indians out here doing drive-bys and shit. And somebody got lit. I'm going to show it to you, too. Now, again, some more black Indians, which they represent African culture. Why Dane Calloway and them ain't tell us that? Why they keep saying that they just plain old Indians? They 100%. And the Indians in New Orleans don't agree with that shit. Okay, they don't agree with that shit. Okay, and the ones that do, they just confused. They just jump in and do anything. You know what I mean? Now, we got some more to go, family. So go on, bring some coppers up in here and, you know what I mean? Some goddamn, Asiatic blacks or whatever these niggas is. Asiatic blacks and shit and all that shit. Bring them niggas up here. Why when I come up here, motherfuckers won't get quiet, then they talk shit all day and all week. And then when I finally come up here on live, niggas is quiet. You know, niggas is quiet. You quiet as a mouse. Them niggas is going live all day. And then soon they see my light come on, them niggas get off YouTube and run with they weak ass. Talk that Indian shit now while I'm up here. Any goofy wants some smoke, nigga, you want, so look at here, nigga. These is all the tribes, you know, of African people that came into the West. Period. Damn near all 42 tribes were stolen and brought into the Americas, into the West, in Brazil and goddamn Jamaica and, you know what I mean, America and South America and all of this shit. These is where your ass come from. So you not no damn Indian, you were African. Okay? You were African, period. How the hell, if I ain't had them names up there, how you would tell them from any African American or any Caribbean? So we African then. We don't look like no Indians, okay? Period. And we not no Indians neither. So again, let me get right where I want to go. Hold up. I got to pull down on this one. So again, right here, Mardi Gras got going in New Orleans soon after the city's founding in 1718. The Spanish who ruled the Big Easy from 1762 to the 1800s apparently cracked down on certain Mardi Gras rituals. The documents from the period is the source. So the U.S. attorney did much the same of taking control in 1803, banning both masking balls and public fights and shit. Nonetheless, they eventually accepted the festival existence. The first recorded Mardi Gras street parade in New Orleans took place in 1837, by which the same city had transformed a small backwater into a major metropolis. 20 years later, 6 men organized a secret society called the Mystic Crew of Cumbus or Bacchus, okay, by holding a parade with the theme of the loss of the demon actor in the Milton's parade, Paradise Lost, alongside the lavish grand ball commerce, which is Greek, reversed the declining popularity of Mardi Gras, and helped establish New Orleans. It is clear the epicenter of the United States. Okay, here you go. So, a popular theory holds that Mardi Gras origin lie in ancient pagan celebration of the spring and fertility, such as Saturnalia and Lupercalia. And some experts contend, however, Mardi Gras is a type of festival that popped up solely as a result of the Catholic Church. Okay? The Catholics, so it don't make no difference. It still came from Rome. Catholicism come from Rome. Okay? Discouragement of sex and meat during the Lent. Okay? Church reformers may have helped propagate the propaganda rumors, pagan rumors that these experts said in the hope of distinguishing the pre-Lent holidays, okay? And so that's why y'all go out there, because it is Lupercalia, Bacchanalia, this damn Mithra, the worship of the goddamn Greek sun god, you okay? The Greek sun god, damn it. And you sitting up here, you black as hell, from Africa and shit. Ain't no damn, it don't snow or no, we don't gotta worship none of that shit, because, well, you know, the sun already there all day. But you over here in the West, these people had to worship the goddamn sun because it gets so damn cold in the Americas and in Europe, period. And so that's why, you know, a lot of them had sun deities back in Greece and in Rome. And, you know, it don't matter whether it's, you know, brought through the Catholic Church or took it straight up out of Lupercalia and Saturnalia, you know, festivals or whatnot. It don't make no difference. It still came from Rome. Okay, it still came from Rome, which don't make no damn difference. And so before the Lent or whatnot, which is the fasting, these motherfuckers gonna gorge themselves for eating and have as much sex as possible. Cause during the fast, you can't have no sex or you can't be eating no meat. Okay? So let's keep it rolling. Thumb up this video. Now, though Mardi Gras technically refers only to Fat Tuesday, okay, the Mardi Gras season actually begins on its Epiphany, a Christian holiday, okay, celebrated on January 6th. So most of these damn Negroes that's calling themselves Black Indians are Christian. That's why I always ask them, name the Indian gods. They don't know none, because you ain't no Indian. Reason why you a Christian because the white man gave it to you. That's why you got Christianity. Okay? Period. And so ask Dane Calloway, fat boy, you know, what's his religion? It's Christian. You go to, it ain't nothing, no Indian, no Mayan religion, and none of that shit his family got. Okay? You got Christianity through slavery, which means your ass is an African. Okay? The celebration on January 6th, that is otherwise known as the Three Kings Day, or the 20th day of Christmas. In Brazil, many of these other countries, this period between the Epiphany of Fat Tuesday, known as Carnival, okay, whichever name you prefer to use, it rivals of Mardi Gras, okay, lasted until midnight tonight. And Ash Wednesday ushers in the 40-day of Lent, which is the damn, what I said it was, fasting or whatnot. So, okay then. So right here, again, the origins of Mardi Gras is from Fat Tuesday, okay, which came from the French. And the French got it from the Greeks and the Romans, okay? And the Greeks and the Romans took the celebration festivals of the ancient Egyptians and put it into Greek culture. The Greeks, the Romans stole it from the Greeks and put it in Roman culture. Period. Okay, and so them is the orders. Now let's keep going. We gotta keep it rolling, family. I got to knock these nigga heads in with this goddamn tomahawk right quick. And the ones that try to run, I'm gonna hit them with them goddamn, you know, Nubian arrows, the gold ones and shit. You know, the gold arrows and shit. And so the former Confederate hated Kellogg even more. Warmouth further allegates racial tensions in New Orleans, and Kellogg worked to segregate and other Republican issues. It is important to note that Grant supported of Kellogg perceived negatively by Democrats in New Orleans to show the further hatred for him, and had been sparked by the passage of Reconstruction Acts in 1872. The election was still fresh on the minds of white supremacists as the 1873 Mardi Gras parade approached, and the crew of Combus, which is the damn KKK, which is the Roman, Greco-Roman origins, prepared to make their collective political statement. And so, you know, they've been involved in politics. A lot of politicians, you know, dress up and mask and crew on Mardi Gras. And so they mask to escape what I taught us escapism. They mask to escape their normal day-to-day life. So in this election of 1872 was in which the Confederates had their right to vote, okay, reinstated, and that they were possibility of the Democratic control, yet the Democratic influence was diminished, and it was as a result of the Republican William Kellogg replaced Warmth as governor of Louisiana with the support of President Ulysses Grant. Okay, which Ulysses Grant is a known goddamn white supremacist, Confederate, slave trader. You know what I mean? All of this shit. And so, despite the defectiveness of New Orleans racial tensions that became the Reconstruction period as bad as any other southern city as in 1865, elections of the Democratic promoted the rhetoric such as God forbid the Negro from ever elevating to our level, which made it clear that blacks' suffrage was unaccomplished by most Southern white men. Okay, throughout the late 1860s, that there were members of the race riots that and the racial tension that exposed vulnerability of the black populations in New Orleans. Slavery ended, but the war of Democrats in New Orleans fought to uphold the ideal that black people were, even though that they were no longer slaves, but they were inferior. Okay, the established of New Orleans under the military rules and the passage of Reconstruction Acts further worsened the racial relations in the city. Okay, so all of this was, them, masking the blacks, masking, and the whites was masking, fighting against the blacks. Okay, period, way back then. Okay, but you got Negroes today, not just in New Orleans, but all over the goddamn country, going to war with each other. But when we look back in American history, we see black people used to team up and fight against whites. Okay, y'all, now, FBA and ADOS got y'all joining the white. And I struggle against liberation now. The Mystic Cruel Combo, an 1837 parade theme entitled The Missing Link to Darwin's Origin of Species. Okay, with the monkey shit. This was one of the first Mardi Gras parades to take place actively politically since in the area of Reconstruction. The parade was a direct attack on Reconstruction politics, carpetbaggers, and the statue of black people in the society. So in 1837, the Greek maskers, they wore monkey clothes and shit. Talk about Darwin's theory or whatnot, that Darwin is saying that black people came from monkeys. Okay? And so to perpetuate that propaganda, they put on monkey regalia and party in the streets of Mardi Gras. Okay? That was the theme of Mardi Gras in 1873, which was a response to black people not being in slavery no more, and the state giving them a few little privileges and shit. They might have could, get a job, or maybe can go into a restaurant or something. Okay. The parade included the elaborate costumes resulting in unnatural specimens, critiquing the unnatural direction of Reconstruction that take place in Louisiana. Okay, Ulysses Grant and Henry Warmoth. Okay, and so we can't keep sitting up here making it seem like these people done accepting us in their society when that's not true. Again, that's the Carnival history of the Mystic Crew, a combo 1873 parade, missing link to Darwin's Origin of Species, okay? That was an attack on the black community, okay? So again, right here, this is the KKK, okay? This the KKK. I'm trying to tell y'all, the KKK got origins in Mardi Gras. It's a lot of influences. That's where they got the masking from, okay? Putting on masks and shit. That's where they got it from. The KKK. That's the period. I'm just saying, like, you know, one or the other. I don't give a damn which one it is. You sitting up here being one of them. Look. High Carnival, the first celebration of Fat Tuesday in Memphis. The crowd, concourse of people on the streets since the signs. The Ku Klux Klan and the wagon of their own in the procession in which they wore and represented, okay, of the Klan from all states, all across the South. All of the terrible scenes of alleged attacks, attachment for years that passed in the Carolinas were presented. The Ku Klux Klan appeared to in full regalia, and one of their number personage and the living sea of the spade of the butt end of midnight, okay? And they impersonated the loyal leagueism that the Negro was executed according to all forms that made familiar by the next pictures by the trustworthy correspondents in Cincinnati's press. Okay, thousands or two other Negroes saw how the horrid indeed was done to the was done to the strange to the say it seemed, least to say it seemed, to enjoy the scene in the death struggle of the efforts to escape the event. Nearly the whites that thrown and kicked on the sidewalk, crowd windows awakening the party and gay gestures clad the motion laid. So basically it's saying that blacks was being, mobbed by these whites in the streets. You know what I mean? And they were KKK, okay? But the masking and shit come. Now look, what was exactly going on here? The float that apparently attempted by the Klansmen had poked fun at the depiction of the Klansmen. A historian, Elaine Parsons, says the float depicted outrages by the Klan to ridicule, okay, the newspaper that reported the outrage by the Klan, okay? And so by the way the article went, says the Klan wagon was not calculated to inspire confidence of the mind in loyal terms. Loyal means that the people that stayed during and after the Civil War, okay? Which we had got into earlier. Now I want to get to something right quick. So, in 1872, Memphis Mardi Gras featured the Ku Klux Klan float and was the first ever float in the Mardi Gras parade, okay, which ended in a bloody massacre of blacks in 1866. The Klan activity from 1867 onward, okay. So again, Mardi Gras used to be fights against blacks and whites masked up like they on Halloween, okay? And the whites were Klansmen, okay? And the blacks at that time were just Negroes. They wasn't doing no black Indian shit. That came later on, okay? After the murdering and or whatnot like that. You know what I'm saying? They was more black then. They, because they knew who the enemy was, the KKK, which they got the masking from, okay? Those mythological terrors to Negroes, the Ku Klux Klans were well represented in every instance that they were black and with high hats and shaped the hats, tore open the skulls and crossbones and the terrible letters of the KKK in white as they marched along. The Negroes moved back. Many of the KKK had ropes lashing, and it was a favorite bit of potential and to lasso a Negro. So they out there in the streets lassoing Negroes and hanging Negroes on Mardi Gras. Okay? Chopping, decapitating them, sticking their heads, out there so black people could see it, from that one revolt. The Ku Klux Klan folk at 1872 Memphis Mardi Gras. Okay? So, the one of the first floats ever made in Mardi Gras was a KKK float. Period. Ain't no getting around that shit. Again, they still doing it. See? They still doing it. I ain't gonna read all that. Now, this is what I wanted to get to right quick. Now, this lady right here was a black Indian chief, but she was murdered in a drive-by. I think her name was Queen Patepi or something like that. And she was murdered in New Orleans in a drive-by. You know what I mean? So this sister right here, she looked like Chief Warhorse and shit. I mean, she looked like Chief Warhorse, but this sister right here was a very important African black Indian. Again, we got some more black Indians looking like some peacocks or whatnot. Now, this suit right here look more like, the Roman type outfits. You know what I mean? He made his shit look more like the Spartans or whatnot. He ain't really take it. He did a little bit of, the feathers, but his look more like them white people's right here. You know what I'm saying? Though he marching with the black Indians. Hold up, got a video. Thumb up this video.
New Orleans. In the 1880s, a group of young men decided to mask on Carnival Day as Indians. This was one of the earliest expressions of respect to North American Indians by people of African descent. The group called themselves the Creole Wild West. Their first chief was a man named B. Kate, who was a descendant of Africans and North American Indians. Allison Tootie Montana, big chief of the Yellow Pocahontas tribe, is the great nephew of B. Kate. Tootie Montana as a youth grew up among the black Indians. He enjoyed the excitement of Carnival Day. For more than 30 years, Chief Montana has won acclaim for his original costumes. In the Montana family, there is more than 80 years of black Indian tradition. After the costumes are worn, they are destroyed. New ones must be created for the next year. The living spirit of the black... New Orleans. In the 1880s, a group of young men decided to mask on Carnival Day as Indians. This was one of the earliest expressions of respect to North American Indians by people of African descent.
People of African descent, not Indians. And again, that's them when they dress up like Indians. That's them saying, they paying respect to the Indians that hid them away from the slave master, hid their grandparents away from the slave master. So you not no actual motherfucking Chickasaw, Choctaw, no goddamn Seminole or no shit like that. No Mayans or no shit. You ain't none of that shit. Your ass is an African. Period. So let's get that shit clear. Okay, family. That was it right there. That was the last slide right there. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Make sure y'all share this video. Get this shit out there. Bang on Fat Boy and them with this shit right here. Make sure you go over there to the Throne of King Jah Power. Subscribe there also. I'm going to be on there later on. I got some videos to do over there. Again, we going to be going live over there on the throne. Not tonight, but I'm telling y'all, some of these future videos, a lot of the future videos, gonna be over there on the throne, because we building. We building. So, y'all need to go over there to the Throne of King Jah Power and subscribe. Okay, subscribe right here on King Jah Power. You know what I mean? Thumb up this video, like this video. You see what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in a minute. Again, we got that King's Ransom out there. All you got to do to win the money is to hit that subscribe button. Drop out. Big King. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the